Hey there! Let's talk about why Diigo is one of my favorite tools for use in education. Diigo is a tool that can be used by both teachers and students and really has the power to make online research efficient and productive. So what is Diigo? Diigo is an online social bookmarking tool which allows you to not only save bookmarks to your online library, but it also allows you to annotate your online resources. Once you have your resources, you can then save them to your personalized online library and share and collaborate your resources. One of the things that makes Diigo really cool is the fact that it's available over a variety of platforms. So you can access your Diigo account through your web browser at school or work, and then you can continue to access your resources on your way home, maybe on your smartphone or your tablet. So it's extremely versatile in that it is available through a multitude of platforms, making it really easy to access. So how do we use Diigo in education? One of the things you can do is create an online library. So an online library would be very beneficial to both students and teachers, where you can actually save bookmarks to your personal Diigo library. Now, most places will allow you to just save a bookmark, which then just links you to a page. But in Diigo, you can actually annotate your resources on those linked bookmarks. You would then save your annotated resources as cached web pages to your Diigo library. And what that does is it ensures that the web page and that resource is available to you regardless of if that site is later taken down at a different time. So it really ensures that your resources are saved in one particular spot and you're not going to lose online resources. The other thing about the online library is that you can organize your resources according to whatever best suits you through the use of tags. So with every resource that you save, you can create your own personalized tags, and those tags can be used to then find information online. So here's a picture of my Diigo library, and you'll see that I have resources saved here in the middle, as well as tags that I've created. And this way, if I wanted to look up any article that I've tagged as, say, science, I would click on the science tag and all of those articles would show up. The other thing about the library is it not only shows you a link to the bookmark of the website, but it will also show you little blurbs about what I highlighted and the annotations that I made on the web page. So it's really easy for me to quickly take a look at what the resource was and any notes or annotations that I might have made. The other thing that a library does is it allows you to then take your online resources and connect them into building an outliner. So an outliner is basically exactly what it sounds like. It's an outline of any kind of subject or project that you might be working on, and it's built directly into Diigo. So with outliners, you can actually create an outline to provide structure for your online research or any resources that you're working on. And through the outliner tool, you can actually move resources from your library directly into your outliners page. And this way, when you're ready to actually work on an assignment, it's very easy as all your information has already been structured for you, and it's very easy to amalgamate that information. So outliners, the Diigo library, can really be a useful tool not only for teachers, but also for students while they're doing research online. And as an educator, it's a great place to save resources for your classes as well. And as you'll see later on, you can share these resources either with other colleagues or even with your students themselves. Let's talk a little bit about annotating online resources. So here's an example of a web page in Diigo where I've actually annotated the resources and it's saved within the Diigo library. Diigo allows you to annotate resources using either the highlighter or sticky notes tool. And the annotation really allows you to capture any thoughts or ideas, any understandings you might have while reading the resource itself. I think the annotation is a great tool for students to use because they can actually capture any initial ideas that they might have or questions they might have while reading a resource for the first time. Before you could annotate directly online, a student would have to either print out a paper copy of the resource, or they might have to save it, copy and paste it into a word processing document. And in that time, they might actually lose their train of thought. But With Diigo, they read the article and they can immediately make notes directly on the resource itself. So it really allows you to capture some of those thoughts, ideas, and really, again, it makes amalgamation of information so much more efficient because you have all of your thoughts right there, and it's easy to see what your thoughts were while you were reading an article. The next thing that you can do with Diigo that is really, really beneficial in education is that you can collaborate all this resource and all this research that you've done online through the creation of Diigo groups. Diigo allows you to create groups, and in a group you can invite whoever you want. You can invite people that are Diigo users or people without a Diigo account, and you can make them part of a group where you can share all of the resources that you have found within Diigo. Not only can you share resources in terms of a bookmark, but you can also share your annotated resources as well. Once within a group, when you save a resource, you can decide whether you want the resource to be private or whether you want the group to have access to it. And then when you save the resource, you can share it within a group itself. The next thing that you can do when you're collaborating online, here's an example of a Diigo group. You can see I've created a group called Dinosaur Fun, and I've taken some of the resources on dinosaurs and added them to the group. So group members now would be able to see my resources that I've shared, and not only can they see the resources that I've shared, but they can also see any annotations that I've added to these resources, and they can then add their own annotations to the resource. So this really allows a wonderful collaboration of ideas where we can discuss thoughts, ideas, perhaps build on other people's ideas once they've annotated it. Group members can also initiate topics of discussions, kind of in a forum, and again, keep that constant collaboration going on about a resource online. When you're working in a group, you can continue to use the tags feature so that information can be tagged, and so group members have full searchability of the online resource as well. So the use of building online libraries, collaborating online, and having these annotated resources are three ways that Diigo is really very, very beneficial for the education world. It allows students and teachers to collaborate not only with each other, but also among themselves. I think the use of groups can be very beneficial for teachers to be able to see the kind of work that their students are doing. Teachers would have access to looking at annotated versions of resources so that they get an idea as to what questions a student might have or the thought process as students are annotating and reading their resources. Teachers can also share resources with their students as well as other teachers. So it's a great way to build a community of practice online, share best practices, share knowledge, and basically make the whole part of researching and reviewing information online much more efficient, productive, and quite a bit of fun. Thank you so much for watching my presentation.